Hey, it's Mark with Mark's Virtual Real Estate Channel, and we're back with another Upland video. It's been a long time since I've made a video about Upland. We've been doing our contests and different things for our lazy nodes, but I haven't made a video just about Upland. And I wish it was a better video, but this is not going to be a very nice video, unfortunately. I guess we did the London release here a few weeks ago, and that was the last time I did a video. And just to show you how excited about Upland I am, I completely forgot about the collection release. So next week, I completely spaced it. I saw in our Discord channel people talking about the collections and what happened. I'm like, oh, I did not even remember there was a collection release. I didn't take any of my properties off the market. They're all for sale. Luckily, I missed all those collections, I guess, because that didn't matter. But that's been my level of excitement with Upland lately. And there's a lot of different reasons for that. And it's funny because my last video, someone accused me of working for Upland and being paid by them. By no means am I paid by Upland in any way. And I actually have to disclose that legally if I was, which I know that doesn't always happen. But I would think by some of my videos people would know that. But anyway, so what is my biggest issue with Upland right now? Well, it actually has to do with the treasure hunting, which is something I don't do at all. But I know it's made a lot of people upset lately. And it's just kind of been like this thing after thing after thing that snowballed in this game that has made me lose quite a bit of interest in it. And I wish that wasn't the case. I loved it when I first started it. I thought it was so cool, so fun, really exciting, and I'm a busy person, so I've got a lot of stuff going on in the real world. I always get that little two words mixed up. I've got a lot of things going on in that other world where I'm at now, and I've got another YouTube channel with Invest for More that shows all my real estate stuff, and I just started another YouTube channel, Mark's House of Cars, that shows all my cars and driving, and I got a new Insta360 camera, so that's been a ton of fun too. So if anybody here wants to subscribe to that channel, that'd be cool. It's just getting started. So I have a lot going on. So I don't have time to mess around, jump through hoops, do stuff that isn't fun for me. So, and that's simply why I haven't had much time for Upland lately, because that's kind of what it's felt like. And with this whole treasure hunting thing, I know a lot of people felt the rug was just pulled right out from under them. And I even feel that way a little bit too. And I'm not even a treasure hunter, but it affects everybody in the game dramatically. And it was just, seems like it's just done on a whim. And it's like, oh, there you go. That's what's going to happen. Tough luck if you don't like it. While in other cases, Upland does this vote and pretends like people have all this control and can change things on their own. And then on this other hand, you have Upland saying it's going to be decentralized. You know, we don't want to have any decision making. We want it all to be, you know, player controlled, all that. And then they do something like this. So what exactly happened with the treasure hunting? Well, let's get Upland's words for it themselves. I don't know if that made sense, but hopefully it did. Resources, news and events. I'm assuming it's going to be here. I haven't looked. I did see a lot of people in my Discord getting very upset about what happened. And this stuff I don't care about. This stuff, oh, treasure hunting. There you go. Again, the totems, the racing, cars, fans challenges, that's great if you guys like it. I have nothing against it. But for me, I don't care. I don't care about that stuff. I care about the real estate side of it. I care about the buildings, renting, buying properties, things like that. All the other stuff, I just don't have time for, unfortunately. So I wish Upland would get back to its core values in real estate and not, all this other stuff. And this change right here really affects the core values of real estate and really brings a lot of question into what's going to happen in the future. So here are the changes. We'd like to announce a few updates and changes to treasure hunting and Upland. These modifications are designed to adjust the treasure hunting experience and ensure a fair and rewarding treasure hunt for all players. New implementation. We're launching a new system for cities that have not yet fully opened, such as London and Tokyo. The following breakdown illustrates these changes. 40% or less properties open for minting. Treasure hunt tier and send fees will be adjusted 2 tiers down. So basically, if they haven't opened 40% of the city, if you had a tier 1 city, it now becomes a tier 3 city. And if you're a tier 2 city, it becomes a tier 4 city. Again, I'm not a treasure hunter. I know that impacts the treasures you get and how enticing it is to hunt there, but that's a massive change for a lot of people. 41 to 70% properties open for minting. Treasure hunt tier and send fees will experience a reduction of 1 tier. So you've got to get to a 70% or higher mint out before you can get to the full treasure tier of what your city is supposed to be. 71% cities will maintain their treasure hunt, yada, yada, yada. This percentage-based approach directly correlates with the degree to which a city is open for minting. This ensures a fair treasure hunting experience for all participants. These adjustments will also apply to any upcoming new cities in Upland that are released in segments, which will be all of them, I'm sure. I can't imagine they'll ever do a full release, which is the most fun I had, but anyway. London and Tokyo treasure hunting, we want to make it clear that these changes currently only affect London and Tokyo, as they fall within the ranges where a decrease in treasure hunting tier and send fee level is appropriate. Effective immediately, the treasure hunting tier for these two cities will be set at tier 3, and the send fees will be blah, 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 blah. As these cities expand their treasure hunting tiers, and send fees will be subject to increase. As of 11/17/23, only about 10% of the properties are open for minting in these two cities. 10%. That means it would take 7 more releases in Tokyo to get to full sendability, if that's what we're looking at. And then London's had 3 releases already. If they're only at 10% after 3 releases, they'd have to have 21 more releases of that size to get to a point. Is that really what they're saying? Is this really what Upland is making the game about? Potential for future changes. Additionally, we can do whatever we want, whenever we want, and we don't really care what you think, just as long as we make money. Sorry, I read that wrong. We would like to emphasize that Upland maintains the flexibility to modify rewards and spawn times as needed. We will continue to monitor and make adjustments to treasure hunting where needed, making certain it remains balanced and fun for all Uplanders. There you go. Those are the massive changes they're making. Along with the Spark and Sparklet and Sparky stuff they're doing, which I haven't heard anything about that lately. I know a lot of people thought that'd come on immediately. I had my huge doubts about that. That's another issue where they also said they could change things wherever they want, depending on how things go, but we're decentralized. Okay, so basically, how did this impact players? Well, I know lots of people who had webs built in London of properties to treasure hunt. You want to have properties all over the place, be able to send to your own properties back and forth, and then a lot of people will put, I'll show you here, crates. You see the crates all over? I have some crates on some of my properties, crates on properties, and that tells people, hey, I have the lowest fees available. If you're trying to send your property somewhere for a treasure hunt, send it there. And a lot of people bought properties, put crates on them because they could make money with the send fees. So people spent a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of UPIX, maybe even millions of UPIX, to invest money in these cities based on the treasure tiers, based on their own treasure hunting, and based on the size of the city. Well, all of a sudden Upland comes along and says, sorry, nope, we're changing everything. We think it's unfair that these are good treasure hunting cities. And they've literally decreased the value of some people's accounts by millions of UPIX, probably, on a whim, with no warning, no vote, no discussion about it. I know it's very frustrating for a lot of people. It's frustrating for me because we just had a 3rd release in London, right? We just had a 3rd release. And every release of a city makes the treasure hunting worse, because the bigger the city, the more properties you need, the longer it gets to go to different sides of the city and find that treasure. So in itself, that 3rd release already made London worse for treasure hunting because it was bigger, more properties. That 3rd release dropped the floor like crazy. I mean, the floor in London was in the high 30s, I think, and now it's down to 15,000 after, it may have been in 20, and then it dropped even more after they made this announcement, just dropped the floor of these properties, and which is ironic because Upland is always talking about how they want to do these short releases and small releases so they can keep the values up and keep the values of properties high, and they do something like this, which absolutely drops and kills the value of properties. And then they said London's only 10% released. Are you literally telling me the city's going to be like this big eventually with that many properties? That's insane, and it's not going to be a good treasure hunting city until that's done. And it took them 3 or 4 months to do the last release, so it will take them 10 years to get to a point where London is actually a tier 1 city based on some of those numbers and logic and how they're releasing stuff right now. And the sad thing is, I think these are things Upland doesn't even think about. They don't even consider how long this might take or what will happen in the future. They just make a decision, decide, oh, let's do this and see what happens, and then, oh yeah, maybe we should have thought about that. Oh well, too late now. So that's just it's insane that they've done that. That's, you know, like I said, dropped the value of my properties, and I'm not even a treasure hunter. Dropped the value of many other properties, made treasure hunting not much fun for other people. People are trying to sell their properties like crazy, go to other cities to start treasure hunting there. And that's a huge part of the game for a lot of people. That's why they are on the game, are on the site and playing it. And it feels like they've just made decision after decision to make treasure hunting less enticing lately, which makes the game less fun, less people play it, less reasons for people to buy properties. So, and for new cities going forward, how is this going to hurt new releases? Like, if I'm buying properties and trying to flip them or sell them or make money, who are going to buy these properties now? If it's not treasure hunters, just purely for hoping prices go up in a few years, I think it's going to tank the market for new releases as well, and really bring into question a lot of people if they even want to participate in new releases or do anything with them. And ironically, like that same day this happened, there was a thing about new release in Miami on Upland. Oh, we accidentally posted this on our page for a few hours to distract you from all this craziness everybody hates us for. Yeah, sure. So we might see Miami coming here soon, but is anybody really excited after all this and them trying to kill new releases? I don't know. So Tokyo, again, I only have one property here. I've been selling them, but this will kill Tokyo's values as well. Tokyo will have to have, again, in maybe 5 years, maybe Tokyo will be big enough to be tier 1 city, but all these other cities are already tier 1 because they did full releases on them. It just seems really, whoa, don't know what happened there. Went to Tokyo City Hall, sweet. Really, really weird why they did all this without a vote, without asking anybody. And then they've been trying to defend themselves ad nauseum about this, saying how it needs to be done, that treasure hunting wasn't fair, and everybody knew they had to do something to change it. Well, you guys are the ones who created the system of treasure hunting and then decided to make partial releases, which are way smaller than our other releases. You're the ones who keep changing the game, who have done these things. If you would have just kept full releases from the beginning and released full cities at once, you wouldn't have had these issues. If you just keep your prices down, those cities would probably sell just as much as they do now. But Upland wanted to make more money by selling properties for way higher, and then that's gotten them into trouble, and now they're trying to backtrack and figure out how to stop the problems they've caused. And yeah, it's crazy. So what is happening now with Upland? Who knows? Like I said, I didn't even take part in the last collections. If they do another release, I'll probably take part of it if I'm available, but I'm not going to go out of my way if I have something else going on to participate in it. So I guess it'll be interesting to see what happens from this point forward. I know with Sparklet and Sparky and that stuff, and them saying, well, we can just pretty much change requirements for Spark and all that stuff on a whim with whatever we want. That brings into a lot of questions. If they can just change massive rules like this with no warning all of a sudden, that brings into a lot of questions, right? If you play games, especially if you're playing games with money involved, you want to know what the rules are. You want to know how it works. You want to know if you invest in something, it's going to be a solid investment. If they can change the rules at any time, major rules like this, I just lost complete faith and confidence in my investment and being able to play the game and have fun with it. That's just how I see it. So, like I said, it's not a very fun video today, and a lot of people are disappointed. A lot of people don't know what to make of this, and I don't blame them. And it brings a lot of questions about the game and the future of it. And this is all happening right when they supposedly got $8 million in funding to expand it and make it better, and now they're making it worse. So I guess that's all we have for today. We'll see what happens from now. Love to hear comments and suggestions as always. And yeah, I think I'll be back for more videos, but we'll probably do some more contests at least. I know that's always fun, or Lazy Node is fun, but the rest of it, I don't know. It's a little tricky out there right now.